Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. GeneJoke here, and today I'm adding Volfied to my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever. Volfied was released in arcades in 1989 and it's a spiritual successor to Kicks, or is it Quicks? Anyway, it adds a sci-fi element and a few sort of power-ups and things which add some, well, I suppose some more strategic depth to it. While it retains the same core gameplay, where you use your main character to claim sections of the playfield until you own or control at least 80% of it, at which point you win the level, so to speak. While Kicks was pretty abstract and minimalist, Volfied gives it a sci-fi story where you control a spacecraft, the Monitros, tasked with reclaiming the planet overrun by alien lifeforms, and there's some power-ups to make life easier. Essentially you have to enclose sections of the screen while avoiding enemy contact. Essentially you're drawing out sections you want to claim. If an enemy touches you or the line you're drawing before it's enclosed, you'll die. Levels tend to have one large main enemy and a bunch of smaller sub-enemies. You can kill the enemies if you enclose them in a section as you draw it, which does make life easier, but it can be a bit risky, and that's what this game is about, risk and reward. Or risk versus reward, I suppose. On the graphics front, things are quite decent. There's lots of detailed enemies and environments, and there's a certain otherworldliness to the sci-fi visuals, but at the same time there's nothing truly outstanding about the visuals. The sound design is generally quite sparse. There is music but not a huge amount of it. The sound effects are very typically sci-fi and they suit the music, and generally the sparseness of the sound helps amplify the tension of the gameplay. So while it's not memorable, it does very much suit what's going on. So on the gameplay front, well, I've described the basics of it. It's relatively simple at its heart, but the strategic risk versus reward elements are, well, it's a lot of fun really, or it can be. It also can be very challenging. Don't be afraid to use the dip switches to make your life a bit easier while you get the skills to really play the game as it was intended. And even once you've gotten fairly good at it, the later levels will still challenge you, as each level itself is sort of like a puzzle. The different movements of enemies and strategies you have to use them, combined with the layouts of the levels, keep you on your toes. Well, unless you get the right power-ups, because what power-ups you get is fairly random from what I can tell, and they can greatly change the outcome of a level. Getting lasers to blast away the smaller enemies, yeah, that's pretty helpful. Or getting a freeze time so they're not moving, so you can just capture as much of the play area as you like in a short space of time. Yeah, that's pretty much a win level power up. And there's various speed increases and things like that. So overall it's a fun, simple to learn, hard to master kind of puzzle game. And it's definitely worth playing, be it as a quick bash here and there, or dedicating yourself to trying to do a complete playthrough. For my own personal history with Volfied, I don't think I'd ever played it before getting into Evercade, and I first played it on the Taito Super Pocket, where its aspect ratio, being a Tate mode game, was prohibitive to enjoyment. To play it I had to stretch the screen to full screen, and it's just ugly when it looks stretched like that, although it did make it more playable. So having it on the Taito carts and being able to play it properly, well, it's safe to say it's a better experience playing it on the cart or not playing it on the Super Pocket. But again, if you're used to that sort of thing, hey, go you, enjoy it. Although that said, I definitely played games similar to this. Perhaps it was Kicks or something else, I'm not sure. I played something on the Spectrum very much like this anyway, and other systems I'm sure. And I enjoy the sort of territory capturing risk reward gameplay. So if you're a fan of that in any type of game, you'll probably enjoy this one. To place it in my overall ranking list, I'm placing it above Super Missile Command, but below Missile Command for the 2600. And it places there because it's a very solid arcade game, one that I enjoy in small doses here and there, and I know that I'm always going to have a good time when I choose to play it. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.